Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Torchwood reaction. This is Haarute Live, and my name is Matt. And hi, we're doing more Torchwood. And okay, yeah, I just remember. Sorry, I didn't set this up beforehand, but I'll do it right now, real quick, so you guys can see it. I made the picture that I said I was gonna do last time, except it wasn't John Barrowman's face, because I was like, yeah, I don't think it works. It has to be the person who is actually responsible for the actual thing. So here it is. There it is. It's Russell T Davies. Okay, it's I posted that shit on Twitter, but it was fucking funny. But yeah, that's it. That's what I have to say about Children of Earth. That's what Children of Earth was. Anyway, that was great. It was sad and it was fucked up, which means it was great. Like, the thing about a show like Torchwood is that, like, it really pushes its boundaries and it shows you fucked up dark shit, and it's like, yeah, it works because it makes you feel stuff. Not good stuff, but whatever it makes you feel, it means that it works. It means that it accomplished what it wanted to do, which means that it was good. So that's how I feel about Children of Earth, and I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed that more than any other thing Torchwood, essentially. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So another thing I want to say is that right now is January the 3rd, 2021. Oh yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. For you, it's been a while, but for me, it literally just happened. But yesterday, I watched the new Doctor Who holiday special, Revolutions of the Daleks, and somebody showed up in there. So someone showed up in there. Okay, so here's the thing: is that I'm anticipating someone. Oh, god damn it. Like, I want to talk about it, but check that video and you can hear me talk about it there. But like, I'm thinking about, like, the possibility of someone checking this reaction without having seen that. So I don't want to say that, but I want to talk about it. Fuck, but that whole special was great. Revolution of the Daleks was fantastic, and there was some shit in it, and it was cool, and I enjoyed it. There was a minor Torchwood spoiler in it near the end, but I think it's like the least spoilery spoiler that you can have. It's like the lowest bar set, which is essentially this character is alive, and I think that is the lowest possible bar you can set for, like, a spoiler. It's like, that character is alive. Okay. But that yeah. So I do know going into this season that there will be exactly one character that will be alive at the end of the season. That is a very low bar to set, but that there you go. That's it. But yeah, I watched that. But yeah, Children of Earth. Last time Jack murdered his grandson, and like that's. So I was thinking about this the other day, and it's the fact that, like, I said I was gonna make a meme about it, but I didn't. I'll do it some other time. But Jack in Torchwood is just, like, covered in blood, shooting guns, screaming, and murdering children. And then Jack in Doctor Who is just like, haha, smiles, wink, flirt. Haha, it's all good, man. It's like a comic book superhero. It's super chill, super cool guy. And then in Torchwood, it's just like, ah, it's so good. That's a really good. It's really good parallel. It's a fucking dissonance between one and the other, and it's the same character. It's just that it's what he's allowed to be like in each show. But yeah, there we go. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, moving into season 4 of Torchwood. What do I know about season 4? So I have heard that there was a possibility of the show actually being done and cancelled after Children of Earth, which is why that felt like an ending. And I even read that it was supposed to be like an ending, like I think it was RTD came up with the idea of like at the end it was just gonna be like a screen of like a computer screen saying Torchwood terminated, and it was gonna be like, oh, Torchwood's done, which it is. The fucking whole building blew up. Everyone's dead. Like, fuck it, Torchwood doesn't exist anymore. But he didn't want to include that screen at the end because it would be like too final, and he was still hoping that maybe we would get more, and we did. So Torchwood was then picked by an American production company, and it was a co-production in between some American company and some UK production company, whatever. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I'm not exactly sure how the behind the scenes stuff work. I just like to look at cool shit. So I have been told that season 4, and it's called Miracle Day. I like having a subtitle for a season. I really like that. Children of Our Miracle Day. I love it. But I haven't heard a lot from it because nobody really talks about it, which to me signals kind of a red flag. And I asked around. I asked this a while ago, and people have told me it's because it has this weird American feeling to it, because it wasn't an American co-production, so it's a little bit not Torchwood. So I was like, oh, okay. And I immediately got both excited and concerned. Concerned because it's different, which means it could just not be the Torchwood I want. It's just, like, I love Torchwood and maybe it won't be the thing that I want to see. Excited because it might be like the Doctor Who 1996 movie, which was an American TV, made-for-TV co-production with Fox movie. And that was the dopest shit I've ever seen, because it was Doctor Who, but it was also Terminator 2. It was so good. It was Terminator, but it was Doctor Who 2. It was so stupid. Fucking watch the reaction to the Doctor Who 1996 movie that I made for last year's New Year. It's been a fucking year. Holy shit. Check that video. It was fantastic. I lost my shit. It was the best thing I've ever done for the channel. But so maybe this season of Torchwood is just gonna be disappointing. Maybe it's going to be the Doctor Who 1996 movie, which means I'm gonna fucking love it. So yeah, that's all I know. Yanto's dead. Owen and Tosh are dead. Jack left the planet. So that's where we're at. I don't know what the fuck we can do here. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, and this is a full like 10 episode season. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do here. Like, okay, so here's the thing, is that like the title immediately tells Miracle Day. It immediately tells me that it's gonna be like an ongoing threat or something in the season, which I'm excited for. But I have my worries that it's 10 episodes long, because I feel like Children of Earth was like the best thing Torchwood ever did, and it was this like one singular storyline which was awesome, and it was fucked, and it was dark, and it was 5 episodes long. If it had been any longer than 5, I don't know if it would have worked. This is 10, so we'll see what the fuck the narrative is gonna be. Let's see what the fuck the script is gonna be. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about it. So let's watch Torchwood Season 4 Miracle Day. Let's go. Episode 1, yeah. Let's go. Oh, and I forgot to say, you can watch this episode on full length if you want. Link is in the description because it's the first episode of the season. It's completely free. This is usually reserved for patrons only. But you can watch it here because it's the first episode, so check it out. Link in the description below. Enjoy. Let's go.
Convicted in 2006
okay.
of the rape and murder of 12-year-old Susie Cabina.
Nice and early. Nice and early. Like 15 seconds in. We're talking about child rape. Cool. Is that weird? Yeah, that's not normal. There's some alien shit going on with this man.
Did you ever hear of Torchwood?
Yeah, actually.
The word Torchwood has been emailed to every single East Coast section chief, completely bypassing security. Just one word, Torchwood.
Okay.
Administration is like kindergarten.
It's gone. It just got wiped like a virus. It just vanished.
Okay, well, I guess that's that.
He's dead. Yeah. Okay. Gwen! Hey. The Merman, yeah. Eve Miles.
He's the second one
on tonight? DOAs who just won't die.
We had a jumper this afternoon, 22 floors, everything pulverized. Pneumothorax, both sides. But she wouldn't die. Same thing, just wouldn't die.
People not dying? So the dude with the death sentence didn't die. And they're talking about a lady who just wouldn't die. And this is same thing. This guy is alive despite being like impaled twice through the chest. Which I don't think is survivable. Oh my god, it's the miracle day, just nobody dies. Oh, they live in the outside, on the outskirts. When on risk, just have a little house in the middle of nowhere. Please let it be John Barrowman. Please let it be Jack. Oh my god, dude.
I've got proper shoes. We can get across nice and quickly.
It's private property. I'm busy.
Get off my land.
Not that we're seeing them, they were totally spies or whatever.
The paramedics, they said he didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, he
Looks
didn't.
like someone changed the rules. Miracles got easy. 24 hours, no one's died. What do you think of that?
So some aliens hijacked the planet again, except this time they're making some people don't die. But they're calling over to Torchwood. They emailed the word Torchwood to everyone, so...
Miracle Day.
Miracle Day. Miracle Day.
Miracle
I got it, that's the title.
The Eighth Amendment clearly forbids the application of cruel and unusual punishment such as mine, alongside the Fifth Amendment, and I quote, "Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense twice." We'll be suing him for wrongful imprisonment, and I promise you that they will sue his ass to high heaven.
You're a self-admitted pedophile and murderer. Also, the US needs to change their constitution. The constitution fucking sucks. It was written by a bunch of old coups in like, I don't know. When was it written? 500 years ago? Nothing applies anymore. Fuck them. Fuck that shit. And fuck this guy.
Anyone that worked for Torchwood was killed in action. And they died young.
Not everybody, but... So he's still injured. He just can't die. How does this work, though?
These people are dead. That's what they are. Dead people sitting up in bed. They terrify me. I am not touching them. I'm sorry. But they should be corpses. That's what they are. Living corpses.
Wow, lady. Like, it doesn't feel human anymore. You're alive. You have existence versus not having one.
What is it? What's happened?
This is Sergeant Davison confirming reports of one suspect, male, in the vicinity of St. Helens Hospital, Cardiff City.
That is a coded message.
Yes, my daddy's in hospital.
I like that they have one contact with one person. It's Andy. It had to be Andy. Jack. He's right there.
Come with me.
Of course she's gonna run away. Oh! I mean, he can't die, so... Oh, shit! Okay, some shit's happening then. He can't die either, so it's fine. Run! Oh yeah, the soundtrack! Luckily jumped into a pool. Okay, question. What would happen to a person that can't die but blew up? So yeah, what would happen to my guy if he had died but he didn't? Does it work in Jack rules? Does he regenerate? I don't think so.
Hurt my arm.
Considering what we just went through, I'd say that was a miracle.
Yeah, another one.
Wait, does it work backwards for him?
First email last night, the one that just said Torchwood.
Wasn't me. God knows who it was.
Okay, someone looking for
That
you
was
guys.
enough to call me back, and I got to work. Releasing the malware.
Okay, he
destroying
deleted
hard
everything.
copies, removing all traces of the word, using retcon.
Yeah, using Redgun, I was about to say. Okay, Jack hurt his arm and he seemed shocked about it. So am I gonna assume he cannot get hurt normally? So maybe he can die during Miracle Day. It works in opposite rules. Normal people cannot die, but he can.
Following the explosion at the CIA archive,
What happens to the body of the dude who blew up?
they brought me in as an expert, but I don't know what the hell this is.
What are we gonna see?
We think this man was right at the center of the blast, and yet he's still alive. He's not indestructible, just undying, ever living. We're going to need a new vocabulary.
Seems like he's still aware.
Excuse me, I was wondering. Owen Harper, FBI.
Owen Harper, of course.
But what if you detach the head?
Oh, that's so fucking freaky. And the fact that cutting the head is just like tick tick because there's like no connection left. The head's still alive.
God.
What about the body?
This is deliberate intervention. I mean, all of us have been changed by design.
But how? Who could do this?
Well, who's got the technology? Simple answer. No one on this earth.
That's the freakiest shit. I love it. I love it. I want this to be explored further. Yeah, they don't know anything about Miracle Day. They were completely isolated, so...
Torchwood's gone, Dad. There's no one else left on Earth. Just me. Again, I'm sorry, because I don't know what to do. I don't want to do that. Somalia has stopped fighting.
Oh, warfare's even worse when the bodies refuse to die.
Mm.
If insects stopped dying, we'd be overrun within 48 hours flat. And that hasn't happened, so this thing...
Targets humans
is
specifically.
being targeted at us.
I'm thinking if Jack can get hurt and he could die, it might be targeted at Jack specifically.
An extra, what, million people in just over 3 days. Add to that, 500,000 people born every day.
Yeah.
A million every 2 days plus the first million.
This is gonna become a problem real quick.
Every time you investigate something, you end up in danger, Gwen.
But the world is in danger.
I said, don't you dare! You got that? They're gonna come looking for you with guns. Like they did in the old days.
Yeah, she's somewhat hurt. She exploded last night. She fell off a fucking building. Wait a second.
In the morning off?
Okay, show me literally anyone else looking at their thing and see if they're hurt.
So what is Torchwood anyway?
Just remembering because of this conversation.
Some kind of British intervention agency.
When did that come through?
Sunday night, 2236.
236 was the last reported death. The last death on planet Earth.
Well, that's disputable. They said that the last death was on Monday.
No. Monday in Shanghai at 11:36. So Washington, D.C. is 13 hours behind at 22:36. Both those things happened at the same time.
When the email came in, Captain Jack Harkness and Gwen Cooper.
Gwen
Damn it, they're being investigated.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to ask you to turn your phone off now.
CIA. And I'm sick. Gwen Cooper, find out everything.
I can't get into the database. I'll need your password. Rex.
You mean Wales are separate? It's like the British equivalent of New Jersey.
Hold on. I think I've got something.
They might shoot him and he's not gonna die. Wow, he's coming in with a handgun.
CIA.
Yeah? So what?
Alright then.
Governor's office releases Oswald Danes on parole.
Fucking why?
I want to know what the hell is going on, all right? Because I was dead, and now I'm not. And if that has anything to do with Torchwood or you or anyone, then I need... You know, it would really help if I could hear myself think.
Okay, so that chopper is here. No, it's not.
No,
Is that a rocket launcher? Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, went through both the windows. Luckily, he was a really bad shot. And one is a really good one. That gun is clearly not shooting because that child is completely fine. She'd be screaming because of the noise. Jack! Yeah! Oh yeah, that's an entry.
Find out everything.
Oh, was he on the plane?
She said to turn off the phone.
Oh yeah. This feels dumb and American. I love it.
CIA, do something useful. Wales is insane.
No, this is America, dude. This is American Wales. Holy shit. This is so dumb. Kinda love it.
Who the hell are you people?
Torchwood.
Get fucked. Terrible idea. Okay. We're cool, apparently. Also, those people are now alive, but their bodies have been fucked up now. Yeah, Cardiff. Good old Cardiff shot.
So that's sorted. Reese, you take Anne with you,
Yes!
and I'll keep us
This
with
place!
Jack.
The fucking Stark race in front of the base.
Cut my arm.
Okay. Can't help but thinking there's more important things to be worrying about.
He can be injured.
I cut my arm. Look at it. It's not healing.
Do you mean...
Nobody can heal.
Oh my god.
I know.
Seriously though.
It's only a cut.
But it's Jack. Don't you see the whole world becomes immortal?
And I'm mortal. I don't mend.
It goes in inverted rules.
Under the 456 amendments to U.S. Code 3184, I'm extraditing this so-called Torchwood team to the United States of America.
Alright then. Now we're going to America then. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Okay, so it's been like 2 hours since I watched the episode. Sorry, but I had to go and get some food because I was dying. And also it was getting really late. It's 12:30 a.m. right now. So, yes. But anyway. So, Torchwood Season 4, Miracle Day. Or, as I'd like to affectionately call it, officially, from this moment onward, Torchwood Goes America. So, yes, we learn what Miracle Day is, which is basically just everyone stop dying. I have to say, like, regardless of execution, the concept idea for whatever the fuck we do in these storylines is really good. Like, I can only point at Children of Earth and this, because we've only done like episodic stuff with the first 2 seasons, but like the idea for I forgot to set up my second light, which is my phone. My phone. So yeah, I'll set that up real quick. There we go. We put this, we put that, we set it up over here, and there we go. Second light. Cool. So what was I saying? Yes, the concept idea for some of these storylines, and by that I mean Children of Earth and now Miracle Day, regardless of whatever the execution might be, I just love it, because it's like Children of Earth. It's like, okay, what if one day aliens just showed up? Or no, what if one day all children just started saying this, just stop for like a minute, and then they started saying shit on sync all worldwide, all children on the planet, which is like how much, like 2 billion people, some shit like that. That's a lot. So what if that just happened one day, and then aliens showed up and said like, okay, planet Earth, give us 10% of your children, or we kill you all. What would happen? And then we build them from there. Here in Miracle Day, it's like, what if one day people just stop dying? What would happen then? What would we do then? And then we build up from there. And this is what we're seeing. And I'm enjoying that aspect of it. I'm enjoying the crazy idea. Here's what's happening, and now we move forward. And now we try and solve the mystery. So I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that. And this episode, this season is 10 episodes long, I believe, which means that I feel like it might drag on for a little bit too much. I don't know how it's gonna develop, but I'll let you guys know when I'm done with the season how I feel about it. Like, maybe you can crunch it to like half its length, and to make it flow better. But as it is right now, here we are in Miracle Day, and like the fact that it's called Miracle Day makes me think that the season would be like 24, like, and it would go within the span of a day, but I don't think it is. So they say that for the last 24 hours, people have just stopped dying. So all of this happens from the beginning to end within like 25 hours or something like that. Okay, I like that. I like that it moved that quickly. I like that there's that sense of time happening, but it is quickly paced, at least for the time being. So that's what we're doing. Now, let's talk about motherfucking Torchwood. So Torchwood is just Jack and Gwen. Last time we saw them, Jack left Earth and he was sad in space. Gwen stayed on Earth, and now we learn that she essentially went in the dark, just left society to live a quiet, peaceful life in the middle of nowhere with risks and her baby, her daughter. I'm not sure what her name was. I forgot. Was it like Arwen or what, something like that? Something like that. Yeah, Arwen. So, yeah, she has a daughter now. She has a baby, and they're just living in the dark. They have no connection to the outside world. They don't even have like a TV or anything, which I suppose makes sense because, I mean, do they have electricity? They probably do. They need like lights and shit. What they should do is that they should just buy like a video game console, because like you can't really get well, I suppose you can go out to buy video games, because I was about to say you can't really hire like a TV service or whatever, and streaming on demand is not a thing yet. But you could totally buy like an Xbox or like a PlayStation and just buy games and just play them offline. You could buy like a Wii. Well, what year is this? Like 2011? You can buy like a Wii and play Wii games with each other. But they would have to go and buy the video games physically at a store, and that would include going back to society. So probably not. But it's still, I feel like having a Wii and Wii Sports would pretty much do it. I'm just thinking about their entertainment. What do they do for entertainment? Do they have board games? They could have board games. Board games are fun. They could learn to play D&D. But 2 people D&D, not great. But you can do something with it. You can have some fun. Sure. So yeah, okay. I'm derailed. So they lived in the middle of nowhere. Cool. They completely exited the dangerous Torchwood life that and I like that. I like that because from the beginning of the show, Gwen was almost like a thrill seeker. And now she's not. Now she's just like, fuck all of that. I just want to stay here and chill with my husband and my baby and have a good life. Because I don't want them to die and I don't want me to die. And we all want to just have fun and enjoy our lives. That's it. That said, Gwen is still Gwen. In the sense that whenever something happens, she's like, okay, but hold on. What if we... And then Riz is like, stop, don't do this. Don't fucking do this. Because if you start doing this, then we're not going to stop and we're going to get involved. And if we get involved, everyone's in danger, including your daughter. And like, I get it, but at the same time, I feel like I understand it from Riz's side, because Riz is Gwen's husband, and she's thinking about her, she's thinking about the baby, she's thinking about all this that they have been building, and he cares about that, he's worried. But at the same time, I would think like Gwen. I would be like, yeah, but like, this shit that is happening right now is so much bigger than whatever the fuck our lives is. It's so much bigger. Like, we literally just talk about how the world would be in oversaturation within like a couple months. Like, we wouldn't be able to feed everyone. We don't need to feed them because they won't die anyway, but they won't have energy to like move and shit, I suppose. Like, because like, here's the thing. Is that everybody stopped dying, but they still suffer from the effects of whatever happens to them. This reminds me a little bit of, you know, the Resurrection Gauntlet, the Risen Mitten, whatever the fuck the name of that shit was. Remember when we brought back Susie, and she still had like the gunshot through her head, and she couldn't like move. She still had that gunshot. So I assume it's something like that, where she's alive, but all the effects of whatever happened to her still are happening to her. So if her brain is just fucking fucked up and her motor functions don't work anymore, then that's what happens. And also we saw this in the character of Rex, which is it's a very American hero name. Rex. What was his last name? Rex Jones. Rex Jackson. I don't know. But yeah, Rex. We have this guy. He's an agent of the CIA, and he's kind of a funny guy. So there you go. That's something he does. He complains a lot about shit, just like, man, Willis is so weird, and that was like the most like That was the most ironic line of dialogue, and I'm pretty sure it was like intentional, because it's like we're having like this chase where we're escaping on this like Jeep or 4-wheeler or whatever, and there's a helicopter chasing us, and we're shooting each other with machine guns, and then we shoot bazookas at each other, and the dude is like, "Man, Wells is so weird," and I'm like, "Is it, motherfucker? The show was not this until you got involved." Until America stepped in, the show was not this. This show was very much not this. This was the most American shit I've seen in a while. This is your fault, okay? Do not put this on Wales. Wales did nothing. We had to go to you guys, and then you guys said, yes, but your show has to have a helicopter chase, and machine guns, and explosions, and I'm like, okay. And like, okay, we gotta do this in order to survive. We gotta adapt or survive. We gotta become American. So that's what we did. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. Like, I can see how the vibe of the show is just different, and it's probably gonna be even more different moving forward. But like, yes, the vibe of the show is just different because, like, yeah, Torchwood goes America. that's what this is. But I enjoy whatever the fuck we might be doing with the story here. So first of all, I have a theory, and it's I kind of said it a little bit during the reaction, I think, but I'll bring it up again anyway. And it's the fact that okay, so nobody can die. Okay, Jack can get hurt, so he can die, I suppose. And there's another thing floating in the air, which is the lady who jumped off the roof with Jack off the window, and she was like bruised all here, and then Jack was also bruised all here when they were looking at themselves in the mirror. Jack can get hurt, and he would normally heal back up instantly, I think. That other girl, as well as everybody, could get hurt. But the thing is that there's a reason why the show just showed me that she was hurt. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they just wanted to make a transition mirror to Jack doing the same thing to show that Jack got hurt. But the lady, what I'm thinking is, and it was the same injury too. Instantly, my first thought was, whatever happens to Jack happens to everybody else. That's what my first thought was. And then I was like, no, it doesn't seem like anyone else also has the same injury, so maybe not. But I was like, but then what is it? Because the injury they have is the same, and like, I wouldn't think anything about it if the show hadn't just like showed me clearly, like in front of me, just like, hey, look at this. So for the time being, I'm like, okay, they have the same injury. What does that mean though? And I don't know. Maybe because they were next to each other. Maybe there's some weird connection with Jack. I don't know. But here's the thing. Is that we also learn, and nobody knows this except Rex and I suppose the girl. Wait, who's the girl? Alexa Havens. Yeah, okay, yeah, never mind. I thought she was like Georgia Moffat for a second, or Georgia Tennant, and it wasn't. Okay, so Rex Matheson, Rex. So that's the name of the character. Rex and Esther. Okay, cool. So Esther, she knows, Rex knows, that Miracle Day happened when they got the email that was sent to warn the word Torchwood to everybody. That's what we learned. So those are connected. We just don't know how. My thought, and I had this thought, and then when they said that, I was like, that has to be it. And it could just not be it. But what I instantly thought was some aliens want Torchwood. They just want Torchwood. They are angry at Torchwood for whatever reason. So they said, all right, give us Torchwood. They just send the word Torchwood to everybody. And somebody is bound to know. And then Miracle Day happened. So those two are connected. But the thing is that Jack then deleted the word Torchwood from everything because he saw that the word Torchwood just fucking flagged on the entire planet. So he was like, okay, I have to go and take care of whatever. So I don't know where Jack was before that. He probably was in space, and then he had a means to go back to Earth if something ever happened, and he had maybe some tracker or whatever that would set off if there was a war that was started going around. So, and then he went back and had a virus, and the virus just ate the word Torchwood and wiped it from the internet. Cool. And every database. Cool. But the thing is that those two are connected. So what I'm thinking is an alien race or something hates Torchwood for whatever reason. Like, we just dealt with them at some point in the past, maybe. So then they go like, okay, Torchwood. And then Jack deletes the word Torchwood. That doesn't matter. But the thing is that Miracle Day happens, and it happens because the alien race wants to get in contact with Torchwood, or wants their heads, or whatever. And maybe what they want is Captain Jack Harkness, specifically. Maybe they just want him. And maybe they want to kill him, and they have some device, some dumb machine or whatever, that manages to turn Jack into a mortal again. But in doing so, it turns everyone else into immortals. So maybe the Miracle Day is just like a side effect of them wanting to assassinate Captain Jack, and like they just figure out a way to like put the entire planet on like something that is just like, all right, we're gonna reverse your immortality, and we don't know who you are, so we're just gonna cast it over the entire planet. And then what they do when they finally do is just like, oh, okay, there you are, but the entire planet in the meantime cannot die. So that could happen. It could totally happen that like the entire planet is like a side effect of them wanting to get Jack, because like that is not too crazy to think about, because the word Torchwood email that was sent to everybody happened at the same time the Miracle Day happened. So there you go. It could be one thing, it could be the other, but I think that's it. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It could just not be true. This is only episode 1, but that's the general direction I'm pointing at right now. Okay? Okay. So Jack can die. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I know Jack has plot armor because I've seen him, and I know he's okay in the future. However, I also know he's the face of Bo. So from beforehand, you know he's gonna be okay. He could get horrible disfigure, but I also know that doesn't happen. But yes, we know Jack would be alive nonetheless. But here's the thing, is that I'm immediately thinking of, I remember way back in the day, somebody asked, I think it was Russell T. Davies, somebody asked, okay, but is Jack really the face of Bo? And Russell T. Davies said something like, well, he could be, or he could not be. We don't know that. The destiny of Captain Jack Harkness is still not certain. You'll have to tune in for Torchwood for that. And to me, that sounded like he is, or at least that's what I wrote. But then I was like, oh shit, that means that I'm instantly spoiling Torchwood by saying that he won't die, because he has to come back as the face of Bo, which gives him plot armor and immunity forever. So then I'm like, I have to backtrack a little bit. I have to like backpedal a little bit and say like, well, we don't know, but he's totally gonna be okay. And that's how I always felt about Captain Jack. And I don't care about that. I really don't. Because they can also do all sorts of crazy shit within the context of him being immortal. They buried him under the earth for like 2,000 years almost. Like, they did that, and then we just casually shrugged it off. We can do all sorts of shit to Captain Jack. They fucking buried him in a block of cement. They can do all sorts of crazy shit with his immortality. The fact that he's now mortal, but he's still plot immortal, is not kind of a big deal to me, and that's kind of a bummer, but like, I know how timelines work. He's gonna be fine. So okay, then we got Wen and Riz, our two recurring characters that come back. I like that Riz is back. I like that Riz matters, because like everyone else is dead. So the more characters that I know can be here, the better. So that's who he is. That's where we're at. So, and Riz is still good old Riz, by the way. Every line of dialogue that came out of his mouth, I'm like, yeah, that's Riz. And the characters are playing it perfectly. And like, here's the thing: it's like the entire episode, I felt like we weren't like this. Barely felt like Torchwood until the one shot when we're sitting at like the Cardiff Bay, or like in front of like the tower that got like reconstructed or whatever, and we're sitting at the steps, the fucking steps that we've been sitting at for like 2.5 seasons. We're sitting there, we're chilling. And I'm like, yes, this place again. Like, we've spent so much time here that I feel like if I went to Cardiff, I would want to go there and just sit there, and I would be like, yeah, and I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm here at the Torchwood HQ, the steps in front of the dumb tower, and that would be fun. By the way, people, let me know if there's some shit that I figured out, or not figured out, I learned in between previous episode and this one. So, couple things. This is gonna be a huge segue. I'm huge derail into something that completely doesn't matter. But first of all, I learned that the Yanto Shrine, first of all, I think it's still going. Second, it's being taken care of by a lady, like a 69-year-old lady. She takes care of it. She is a huge fan of Torchwood. She doesn't give a shit about Doctor Who. She only gives a shit about Torchwood. She has written, I want to get the number right. I'll tell you. I'll fucking tell you the right number, because I have it here on my browser. I visited the site. So on fanfiction.net, her username is Believable Pen, and she has written 166 fanfiction stories for Torchwood, and they all have the same character, the same two characters, Yanto Jones and Captain Jack Harkness. She's like an almost 79-year-old. I don't know if she's a grandma. I don't know if she has a family, but 70-year-old old lady that has written like almost 200 fanfictions for Torchwood. They are all shipping between Captain Jack and Yanto Jones, where Yanto's magically alive, and she takes care of the Yanto Shrine at the Cardiff Bay, and nobody is taking it down because at this point it's like a landmark. That is the raddest shit ever. I love that. I wish I cared about anything as much as this lady cares about Yanto Jones and the Yanto Shrine. I wish I could care about anything that hard. I love her. She's the best. And I want to visit that fucking shrine at some point. I know I never will, because fucking Wales is fucking far away. But I wish I could visit it. If anyone watching this visits the Yanto Shrine, or has visited at some point and has taken a picture, tweet that picture at me on my Twitter. It's on my description on my Twitter, but please do that. I fucking love the Yanto Shrine. It's the best. Hopefully it's still out there. Hopefully it's still being maintained. But 2020 has been difficult, so maybe not so much. And yeah, don't go outside on 2020 to try and get the fucking picture with the shrine. Please don't do that. Especially because apparently there's like a new virus going on in the UK, like a new strand. Okay, this is getting depressive. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that I learned, and this is just a random fun fact that I learned, because like I follow John Barrowman on Twitter, and randomly I saw an article that he like retweeted or something, which was a story about how the first date with his husband went, and apparently Cher was there. Apparently John Barrowman, so he was gonna go on a date with his husband. It was the first date, and it was someone that he was interested in for like a year, and then when they finally set up a date, he got a call that day, and it was like Cher's agent or something, and Cher talked to him, and John Barrowman was like, I'm sorry, like Cher talked to him, and Cher was like, do you want to go on a date with me? Because they wanted, like, they had like a play together or something, and Cher was like, yeah, she asked that, and John Barrowman was like, I'm sorry, but there's someone I'm really interested in who I already set up a date like that day, so I'm gonna have to decline. And then Cher was like, really, dude? You're saying no to fucking Cher? And she was like, all right, it has to be someone really important then. Bring them in. Bring them along. So then they had a date, and the first date John Barrowman had with his husband, Cher was there. Cher was there third wheeling John Barrowman and his husband. Can you imagine being on a first date and Cher is there? Just casually, just chilling, hanging out? That's the funniest shit I've read in a long time. That's the funniest story I've heard in such a long time. Holy shit. You're on a date with John Barrowman. Cher is there. Anyway, moving on. I married him. Because, yeah. That's so fucking good. I love that. Oh my god, I love that. By the way, sorry if I'm being like quiet. It's almost 1 a.m. So I would like to be quiet. But yes, back to Miracle Day. Back to Torchwood Goes America. What else can I say about it? What else have I not covered? So I'm gonna actually like get the episode and I'm gonna start skimming through it. So I wonder how long this is gonna last. Is it gonna last the entire season? And how much time will the season cover? Okay, you know what we need to talk about? The fucking dude that blew up. We need to talk about that dude. So as soon as he blew up, I was like, okay, he's not dead because he can't be dead. So what would happen now? Like, because like when Jack blew up in Children of Earth, I was like, he's gonna regenerate. Like his body's legitimately gonna like reconstruct, which is what happened. We're not going by those rules here. People still get injured, they just don't die. And this is something I'm wondering, by the way. Does Jack and the rest of the people have inverse rules? Like Jack gets hurt and could die and everyone else cannot? Because like here's the thing, is that everyone else can also get hurt. But they cannot die. Which is different from Jack. So it's not like the reverse, because they don't get the same deal. So what I'm thinking is, another thing that could happen is that Jack maybe has the same treatment that everybody else does. So he can get hurt, but he won't die. And essentially he's in the same boat as everyone else. So that's what I'm wondering, is that if this virus or whatever that is happening, this alien shit, that turns everyone into immortals, they are unable to die, does it apply the same rules to everybody, including Jack, which is you can get hurt, you cannot die, which kind of overrides Jack's usual rules. So he will be able to get hurt, but he cannot die. And the other thing is that maybe no one is able to heal. And that's something that I feel like we haven't discovered yet because it hasn't been long enough. But there is a possibility that everyone is like paused. Like, because like, okay, that dude that blew up, I don't think he's gonna heal. Well, we cut off his head now, so for sure he's not gonna heal. But I don't think he's gonna heal. And I'm thinking about Rex, and I'm not sure if he's gonna heal either. Like everyone who's hurt, who is impaled or whatever, are their bodies gonna heal? Because like this is where the weird shit comes in. Because it's like, okay, this is sci-fi, right? Okay, what are we doing? What are the rules? Are these people's bodies just like paused, and their consciousness keeps going? Are their bodies still completely functional despite not having a heart or some shit? Like, what are we doing? What is happening? Are they gonna heal, or are they just gonna continue in the state that they are, so they become zombies, but they are completely aware? I don't know. I don't fucking know what are we doing. And it hasn't been long enough in order to see if people could heal. So maybe that's what's happening. Healing has been paused as well as death. So damage is permanent. It's like Owen. It could be a little bit like Owen, actually, where they are brought back. They are infinitely back, and whatever damage happens to them, their bodies are just gonna stay that way. So you have to be super extra careful. So that could happen. That could absolutely happen. So that's what I'm thinking about, and I'm thinking about whether or not Jack is the opposite of everyone else, which means well everyone else cannot die. Jack could, or if it's Jack is in the same boat as everyone else, where his rules don't matter anymore and he's playing by everyone else's rules, which is you can get hurt but you cannot die, because we haven't seen Jack dying yet, so we don't know what would happen then, whether or not he would be able to make it, he would come back, he would stay dead, I don't know. So that's what I'm throwing out there. I don't know what the rules are, but yes, the dude who blew up, that was fucking freaky. It was the best. It was the best part about the episode. The dude that just blew up. Because when it happened, I was like, what is it going to be like? They exactly showed me what it was like. And then they even showed me what would happen if you cut off his head. I'm glad that Jack asked that. And what would happen is that the head would be totally okay and aware. Everything else, I don't think the rest of the body was okay. I think the rest of the body just stopped. But the head continued to be okay. So, okay, that's what we learned. So, yeah. Torchwood Miracle Day. Here we are. Torchwood Goes America. Fucking... When Jack showed up shooting at fucking helicopter with a machine gun, I'm just like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Let's fucking go. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. That's so funny. That's so funny. I feel like this is like the ultimate step in the evolution of Torchwood. I'm not saying is it better or worse, but I'm saying that the moment I saw John Barrowman just holding the machine gun, just being like, yeah, I shot the fucking helicopter, I'm like, yeah, this feels right, you know? It feels right to have this. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, we'll see what happens next episode of Torchwood. I think that should be good enough for this discussion. It's been half an hour. It's also 1 a.m. I should stop. So yeah, thank you for being here for this episode of Torchwood. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Torchwood. If you want to watch next one, it should already be up on Patreon as well as full length. Check out the links in the description for that, social media, everything else, and I'll see you next time. Okay everyone? Take care. Goodbye.